Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance 3 Kingdoms 12. I'm the Mysterious JG, and we've basically... There's really only one semi-sizable army left of Liu Zhang. It's got about 20,000 troops in the city that he took from Sun Ce. All of his other territories have less than 10,000 troops in them. But as you can see, with Liu Biao reinforcing from his capital, he is basically committing what remains of his entire army to this battle. And for some crazy reason, he's got Guan Ping, he's got Huang Zhang. Even though Guan Yu is still in his army, Guan Yu is not part of this attack. So he's really... the best remaining officer is not part of this attack. So we need to make sure that we wipe out this army, because if we do, we finished Liu Biao. And this might be, honestly, if we can win this battle, there's a good chance we can force Liu Biao to surrender. So this might be the last time we see Lu Bu in action. Enjoy, folks, enjoy. My tactic with this group had been to let Zhu Zhu kind of remain behind, watching the base, and let Gan Ning kind of accompany the siege unit. And to that end, let's break up our forces in the usual way. Maybe I'll use the Inspire tactic in this battle. Honestly, it's probably not necessary. I have the advantage in troops, got better officers. I should be good. But just in case, it's nice to know I have the option. Do not want to attack, but I do want to bring Lu Bu up here so he's got as many of the enemy in his sights as possible, and wait for Flying General to be ready. Deal it. This is such a cheap tactic. Doesn't really make sense that it would work, but the computer will use this sort of thing against you, so I don't really consider it too desperately unfair. So he's helping guys recover from the Perturbed taunt. It's not like Lu Bu doesn't take any damage from getting up there and doing that. But yeah, that was a lot of damage he inflicted. And at this point, there's no point not bringing Lu Zhu up, or Zhu Zhu up. Nobody's coming back. Nobody's getting past us. So this is going to be a pretty big, nasty battle once we get through here. Nasty dream. We might want to go for best defense. And another thing we might want to do is pull back and make sure that I've got my entire force. Oh, it's going to take Zhu Zhu forever to get here, though. Okay, never mind. They're coming out. To eat another devastating blow from Lu Bu. I thought about going for best defense instead, but... yeah, they're retreating. Yeah, that did not go well for them at all. Now with the gate broken, I can pull my siege weapon back. You know, what the hell? I'll do it. Go for an inspiration policy. Haven't used one in so long. Liu Zhang really has nothing to throw at me as resistance. Might as well get a little overkill here. And I like this music too. Cao Cao, use plan. Cao Cao, use plan. I command you. Ganing wants to fight. Zhao Kang's gonna oblige. Zhao Kang's no slouch. This could be a good showdown. But I really should have it. Might not be able to get like a dominating win here, but should be able to win it. Let's fully commit to this. Why not? That's why not. I got one where okay. He can't beat me on this one. He can tie, that's the best he can do. So I'm not going to get like a decisive victory here, but I will win. Unless he chooses the wrong thing here, I just might get a knockout blow. Oh, he did, and I did! Thanks for playing, Zhao Kang. Still love the hat. All these years and all these RTK games later, your hat is awesome. Always has been, buddy. Yeah, your cunning plan to fail utterly, Liu Biao. Good job. Should finish him. Yep. That's pretty much it. Looks like the Dream Master Huang Zhong is going to be the last one standing. Well, there's another archery unit. Du Ji is less of a priority target. That's why he's still around, basically. For what it's worth, I'll have my siege unit come in and start attacking their camp, but I don't think might not even get there in time. Nukatua! Yeah. Is that your dream, to retreat? And we captured Du Ji. Good job, us. And that's it for Liu Biao's army, basically. He's done. I love it when Mega Rocket stuff's spinning in the air like that over a city. Everybody retreated except Liu Biao himself. That's interesting. Oh, let's let him go. Poor old guy. Arigatai. Arigatai? Is that some kind of special arigato? Is that some kind of domo arigato? More food power. Lusu wants to join us. Why not? Come on in, Lusu. We can always use a guy that Zhou Yu is able to easily manipulate. Or rather, Zhuge Liang is able to easily manipulate. Zhou Yu can manipulate him too, but not quite as good as Zhuge Liang can. Zhuge Liang just to play that poor guy like a fiddle. Still got a couple of turns worth of food policy to go. I don't think we've actually got 5 turns of game left, to be honest with you folks. But just in case, let's get another food strategy going. Meanwhile, he's got 13,000 troops left. And what about the Wu World Order here? I got a couple more fights I could do. You have no siege weapons, and they've got 100% if they're... Tell you what I will do. I will transport unsafe. I will transport all this shit. Move all these hardcore awesome officers here. Now where did yeah, I thought we had moved Pang Tong someplace cool, so he could be on the front lines. Pang Tong's here. Here he is, everyone. Pang Tong has arrived. Any one of you guys can do this. I have a rare turn with no combat here just so I can get everything positioned for next time. Hey, they researched something. Good for them. Oh, and we researched something good for us. I think this is it, folks. I think this is it. You guys go there. I don't know if we got enough food for everything that I'm thinking about doing here. Oh, I didn't get Pang Tong involved. Oh well. It's 10,000 troops there. 17,000 troops there. Do we need all this? Probably not. Let's get you down to 8 thou. Get you down to 8 thou. Get you down to 8 thou. Everybody gets 8 thou for some reason. Even Cao Cao. I don't know why I don't have a... oh, because I wrecked my siege weapon, that's why. So I've got an amount number about 5 to 1. Catapult somewhere else? Yeah, I got catapults here. So let's hold off. Yeah, we'll actually hold off a turn on that. Okay, let's do this. Hopefully I got enough left for some useful reinforcements for that other attack, too. Oh, Guan Yu might actually get a chance to get involved here. So... No, still not Guan Yu. Alright, let's do this. Wang Zhong, the Dream Master, and Guan Ping. I don't know what Guan Yu, can't be bothered. Guan Ping, all over it. Let's do this.
Wait, God, command army.
Alright. Everybody in the history of the world, march on the front gate. Except for Zheirong is going to hang out just in case something stupid happens. And well, I got the one cavalry unit, so I guess he's going to grab all the bases. Except that I will let Zhang Ying grab one over here. So yes, this battle usually turns into a big fight in the middle of the river. If the enemy comes out of their base at all, which they might not want to do here. But they might. Turtling's not really going to help them either. They might try to sneak across up here. Get out of there before Guan Ping beats you up. You've been shot by Guan Ping, it's all over. He's got a lot of troops, but not particularly great effective units here. Oh, fuck it, everybody just charge. Sick of this shit. Charge! 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 Figure out some kind of tactics to use so I'm not totally wasting. Yeah, no, Zhang Ying here has heavy blow, so I'll hold on to some points for that. Oh, you're Zhang Ying, are you? No, you're not. You're Zheirong. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, everybody charge! 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 Use all the tactics you want, you guys. This battle's over. Oh no, their force has been increased. Well, there's a heavy blow. Did some pretty serious damage. Here's another one. And they're dead. An assault for the hell of it. Yeah, this is it for Liu Biao. The Dream Master managed to escape, but everyone else has been defeated. Guan Ping successfully. Well, a lot of guys retreated, but. Okay, so let's see if I actually left some guys to back us up here. I'll at least get a good siege weapon out of it. That's about all I can say, really. I don't have enough officers to do much good otherwise. The Lu Bu's army already had this. It's just that now I've got a siege weapon. Could have done that one guy really wanted me to do and had more than one siege weapon, actually. Although, man, Lu Bu's numbers have been greatly reduced by all this battle. He's up against Ma Teng, two of Ma Teng's guys, and Ling Cao, the father of Ling Tong, Gan Eng's bromance partner in the RTK or the Dynasty Warrior series. Alright, Lu Bu, I probably should have let you talk, because this is the last chance you get, but just wasn't feeling it, sorry. Alright, so, Juju, you once again get to hang around. Sorry. We'll let Suma Yi here take the base. That is not on my path already. Because he has cool stealth power. Okay, wasting a lot of time here, so let's slow down time using our dark magic and get our siege weapons to attack.
Juju's like, brr, I missed Tianwei. Tianwei's not in this fight, is he? Okay, he's not.
Gonna let him come in here by himself, basically. Kill everybody ever. This really isn't working out that great for them. Gate break. And Lubu sneaks in unseen, which is kind of ridiculous. Boom. You guys are screwed. I mean, they're all going to do everything they can, but come on. I mean... Oh, I did have more than one siege weapon. Huh. I didn't even use both of them. In a very silly sort of battle. Juju Wong Wong, oh, Juju Wong Wong. Alright, finish this thing off already. So there's so few troops in here, I was wondering if they were launching some kind of attack elsewhere, but they are. They didn't actually get to my base in time. Good job, Lubu. He will probably end up being the MVP. Because he went in there without even being seen and busted out his super attack, so that's pretty cool for him. Oh, cool. We get to hire all of the officers of Wu who are still prisoners, including Sun Ce himself. We get Jia Qiao, was Zhou Yu's wife, but not Da Qiao, which is weird. And it doesn't look like we've got Zhou Yu. It looks like Zhou Yu betrayed his sworn brother and went to work for Liu Zhang, as did Da Qiao. But Zhou Yu's wife remained loyal to her brother-in-law. I don't know. And there's Lian Shi, who is the wife of Sun Quan, who betrayed his brother to join the force responsible for the death of their father. Weird, weird game. So yeah, only got a few minutes left here. As you can see, this thing's almost over. Maybe we can get Pang Tong here a chance to do something useful. Why don't you go negotiate the surrender of Liu Gao? Got 2 sets of 10,000 left. 200k, wow. You go talk to Liu Zhang. See if you can convince him that this is folly. Oh, you escaped from prison. Good for you. Hey, Liu Biao, you know you're fucked, right? How do I surrender? He says no. Fine, Pang Tong, you're a failure. Liu Zhang, you know you're fucked, right? Oh, sure, he's willing to surrender. He had a significantly bigger force left, too. Zhang Bao wants to work for us. I don't know if I'm ready to end this, folks. I had sung a song at the end of my previous RTK Let's Plays. I didn't realize I was going to end on this play session. I didn't really prepare anything. I don't have lyrics handy. But you know what? It's time to end it. Let's see. I'm curious, though. Where are some of the officers that we haven't seen? What happened to... Yeah, there's Diao Chan. Where's Diao Chan? Diao Chan, not Diao Chan, I mean, Da Kiao. She's a POW in Lujiang. Oh, she probably, yeah, I think that means that she went to work for, Liu Zhang, even though her husband refused. This game is weird. It's like an ape. And I'm looking for a specific guy. There he is, Guan Yu. He's been working at an undeveloped barracks for Liu Biao's sickly son Liu Qi this entire time. Liu Qi, not the same as oh man, I'm blanking on the name of his brother. Liu Zhang? No, not Liu Zhang. Liu Kong. Liu Kong was the brother who conspired to surrender his father's lands to Cao Cao. Liu Qi was considered in the novel to be the true heir, but he was also sickly and died young. Basically, was a puppet of Liu Bei's. So one of the sons of Liu Biao was basically became a puppet for Liu Bei. The other one became a puppet for Cao Cao. So you know, Liu Biao didn't really fare all that well with sons. As far as them not sucking thing goes. No, I was gonna sing a song for peace and love, I guess, and didn't really get anything prepared. Liu Biao has sent Kuai Yui to talk to us. What do you want? He wants us to release Zhang Fei. He offers us food. Now he wants us to give him back Liu Bei. Nothing doing. He wants Lu Buji. No, forget it, man. Just get out. I'm on my way to talk to your guy. Stop. Stop. I'd be willing to give him the prisoners if it would make him like me enough to surrender. Party. Party, we likes to party. Now, will Cao Cao personally be able to convince him to surrender? No. Oh, I'm surprised at this, actually. Who can I give him back that's a prisoner that he'll be happy to get back? He wants those guys back, and I don't really want him to give. I don't want to give him them back because I don't want to fight them again. That would make him like me a lot. Here, have Yiji back. Now he surrender? No. Have Dengji back too. I'm surprised by this. I figured he would surrender. Liu Zhang had a lot more troops left when he surrendered than this guy does. Alright. And all sorts of exciting stuff's happening here. Alright, well, never mind. It's not going to end quite as quick as I thought, but there's still no point in trying to stretch this thing out a whole other video. Even if it would mean that I might have a chance to get some lyrics to a song to sing for you wonderful people. And just let the computer decide what people wants to use for the final attacks, because apparently it's gonna make me win the last battle for reals. No hostile effect? Fine, then be that way. I'll use the food plan, which is kind of pointless, but what the hell. I'll even go to court. I'm a litigious sort of guy. And just in case, let's acquire the Inspire strategy. Acquire another Inspire strategy? And we'll get rid of the other foods policy. Give us another turn to get all our shit together. Oh, this gave us just enough time for somebody to join our force, and it's Guo Nua. I have no idea who that is. Guo Nua. I'm sure I'm slaughtering that name. She's 19 years old, and she knows how to decrease the range of enemy units. Good for you. Thank you for joining us, whoever you are. A bunch of dudes have arrived. A lot of bad stuff is happening. I don't know what that is. People are telling me we couldn't find any more treasures in the places we were looking. I sent a bunch of officers over here. I guess they're not gonna make it in time. So sad. Oh, I didn't realize that you were up here being lonely, Zhang Liao. Come on down here and bring all your siege weapons with you. What the hell happened to all these? How many turns is it going to take for these guys to all arrive? Oh, Lu Bu and his crew is still up here. Lu Bu and the 2 live crew. Oh, did I move all these guys to the wrong dang city? Let's get Jacques Yao involved in the final battle. Why not? Zhou Tai 2. Why not indeed? Just make everybody happy. Give everyone loads of money before this whole thing's over. Let's reward everyone in the world. I make this last longer than it should. A prisoner is probably escaping. Okay, one last chance to surrender, buddy. Where the hell did Cao Cao end up? Cao Cao, I didn't move you out of here? Oh, I guess you were probably... You didn't end up en route because you were trying to do a mission of mercy. Stop that idiot from killing himself. Seriously, dude, surrender. Oh, okay, now he's willing to surrender. I guess having like 1 billion troops on his border made a difference. Surrender or I'll pick my nose in front of you. Okay, I can't take it anymore. And yay, we win without a fight. I mean, we won after a lot of fights, but we didn't have a fight in this particular moment. Year 202, month 4, Liu Biao was downfall. Year 202, month 4, unification was in Cao Cao. You know, I suppose I shouldn't sing after this one. I'll do another LP, another long strategy LP where I sing at the end like I had on my other ones. This one, it's not like you guys have a lot of other options to hear the ending music. I can't just say, if you want to hear the ending music without me singing over it, win it yourself. Most of you can't. I mean, most of you probably have the skill to win this game. It's by far the easiest of the RTK games that I've played, but, anyway, Cao Cao is like, yes, my Iron Claw has achieved victory. I have unified China. Man, JG really shouldn't have used me to win the easiest of the RTK games. This playing as me is basically like having a win button anyway. Right, Jihao Dun? Yes, I agree, Lord Cao Cao. You have a great perception to see that. I personally have depth perception issues. Yeah, whatever. Let that joke go, Jihao Dun. Hey, I'm Cao Ong. I think I'm your son. Am I like... What the hell am I holding here? Am I like a falconer? Oh, I'm offering you my horse. Take my horse, Dad, so I can die. Wow, your son really is loyal. You know, I died saving your other son, your idiot son. Well, he's not an idiot. I mean, he got married to a really hot chick. But, yeah, I died honorably saving Cao Pi. Isn't that cool? What are you guys talking about? None of you are dead. We just conquered China together. We're all alive. It's awesome. Yes, China has been united under me, Cao Cao. And really, who the hell is going to do this? Liu Bei? Virtue Man? Come on, get out of town with that crap. And it's nice not to be fighting a save-scumming Zhou Yu, who just, any battle he shows up to in person, he gets to kill 1 million dudes, and if he loses and gets frustrated, he loads. It's a lot easier to conquer China without that bullshit to deal with. And so, the land was united under Cao Cao, and for a change in a JG Let's Play, Jing Tsai was not the dominant officer for the force that unified China. In 195, Jun Yu joined Cao Cao, which is pretty cool. 196, Lu Bu died, but not really. If he did, he was like a zombie warrior who was devastatingly powerful on Cao Cao's side. In 197, Cao Cao did other stuff. 199, Cao Cao kicked the shit out of Yuan Shao and basically won the game. Cao Cao continued conquering guys, but really once he beat Yuan Shao, it was over. For whatever reason, Liu Biao decided not to surrender until we really leaned on him hard. But then he did, and Jitong was somehow the capital of China. There we are, folks. That's basically it. I'll have to regale you with song another time. I just didn't realize I was going to win on this play session. I actually had kicked around in my mind what songs I would sing for my ending scene. It's sort of a tradition, just in 10 and 11 that I sang something, but I suppose I could still hunt something down on my other computer. But no. There's old Dongy. So far we've seen, what's his name, the yellow turban dude, Zhang Jiao, and He Jin, and we saw Dongy, Lu Bu and Jiao Chan, Yuan Shao, there's Cao motherfucking Cao right there. Here's generic troops. Here's generic officers dueling. Sun Jin. I know these guys. These guys are all pretty famous. There's Sun Tzu. I might not have known who Sun Quan and Shang Zhang. I might not have known Heijin if somebody hadn't pointed it out in my previous video. There's Pang Tong. Before him, we saw Huang Gai. There's handsome Zhou Yu himself. Very fun guy, ultimately, to play through 10 as. Zhou Yu is a short list of characters who had a really interesting career to play through, especially if you tweak it and let him live a little longer. And, of course, the Sworn Brothers, of course, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, who's like a monster in this game. Oh, they're not showing all the Sworn Brothers yet, because that's the Dream Master Huang Zhong. And Liu Bei, Ma Chao, Ma Chao. Zhao Yun, I guess there's like a 5 tigers mixed in with Liu Bei thing going on there. Sima Yi, smartest dude in the world, with the exception of Zhuge motherfucking Kong Meng Liang. Did I call Huang Gai Huang Zhong by mistake? I don't know if I did or not. There you go. Shortest RTK game of the, more recent ones. And fittingly, it seems to have the shortest credit sequence. And that's it. I don't know what to say. I'm just really surprised at how quickly that went. The first time I played through a game of any length at all, off screen, I got myself into a stalemate as Yuan Shao against Cao Cao, and we were both going to fall to Sun Tzu because he expanded fairly quickly and took over the rest of China. We're fighting each other. I think I've told this story before. And that was on the normal difficulty. Then I went on easy mode with Yuan Shao. By just being more aggressive. Like, what I realized was I just didn't expand fast enough. So I was more aggressive. I went on easy. Then I went on normal mode, off-screening, playing around with Cao Cao. I played around a little bit with some other forces. But really, after that first playthrough, when I really didn't understand many of the game mechanics at all. But other than the cut road strategy, somebody might have been able to figure out how it works by now. And frankly, if you know the answer... people will throw out theories that they can't test and prove because they don't have the game. If you happen to know the answer from some authoritative source, let me know. But other than the fact that the computer uses the cut road strategy against me and limits my ability to reinforce my troops, and I can't seem to use it against them, there's very little about this game that makes it challenging. That's if you choose to play as a force that's one of the main forces and has a couple of good combat officers. If you try to pick up the game and win as, like, the Nanman or Yuan Shu or some force that's like Yuan Shu's got some good officers, but he doesn't have any really great officers. But if you try to play as a force like that's just in a bad spot from the get-go, maybe it could get really difficult. But the thing is, there's not enough things that you can affect to really come back from a situation like that. If it sounds like I'm being hard on the game, I guess I sort of am, but honestly, I'm glad I got to play it because it's kind of special in a way. So few people from outside of Asia are going to get to experience this game to the extent I have. And I'm sharing my experience with you guys as best I can, so, hope you guys are enjoying that. It's my privilege to do that for you. But, yeah, ultimately, I guess what I would say about this game is if this game ever came out to the States or Europe or anywhere else where people are listening to me, albeit in English, and you had the opportunity to buy it and you're an RTK fan, it's honestly, it's beautiful to look at, except for the guy who pitched a fit and was all up in arms about the fact that the guys look like they're marching. It's stupid. They should be in separate hexes poking at each other with sticks, or I don't know what the hell this guy wanted it to look like. But other than that guy, I haven't heard anyone complaining about the graphics or the sound. It's a very pretty game. It's a beautiful soundtrack. All the RTK games have beautiful soundtracks. But it's just, it doesn't have the complexity of the previous games in the series. There's nothing like the level of management of individual officers. Each officer has one type of unit, and you don't get to change it. You can you can assign a siege weapon to somebody, but you can't decide to make, like in 11, different officers had different skill levels with different types of weapons, but you could make Zhang Fei lead a cavalry unit out into battle or a spears unit out into battle, even though his specialty was pikes. I mean, you could do that. In this game, it's like sometimes you're leading an attack and it's like, oh, like I noticed in this one, like I was upgrading my archers and finally somebody's like, why are you doing that? None of your best generals are archers. And it was true. Other than like Ji Hao Yuan, I really didn't have a lot of archer generals at all, which kind of sucks when you're on defense actually. But no, I was using the guys to the best leader and war stats, and with my particular officer set, that tended to be cavalry. But yeah, you can't. I don't know. You seem to have less control over the game, and in way, that's one of the many ways where you just don't really have that much control. It comes down much more than previous games to who has the most troops. That's how I felt at the beginning. It was during the course of this LP that I really got a grip on a subset of the tactics, mostly just from Lu Bu, and the incredibly powerful flying general tactic. But those other guys had heavy blow. It's similar. I mean, you position somebody so that there's a lot of enemy troops in range, and then use an attack that does a percentage damage against. And I mean, you can really use those very effectively. But it's still, by and large, other than like Lu Bu can kind of break the game a little bit like that. There may be other officers, stuff like that. I haven't actually ever used Zhuge Liang in this game, because I keep playing from like, I like to play right at the beginning of kind of the, where there's all these different factions, like right around the time Dong Zhuo falls is my favorite point to start a game, and they don't usually last long enough for Zhuge Liang to even pop up as an officer. He's probably got something ludicrously powerful too. But no, that's kind of a game breaker. But other than a couple of tactics like that, it really does come down to who has the most troops. I mean, I guess my impression of the game is it's a lot simpler than some of the other RTK games. The games don't last nearly as long. It takes a lot less time to win. Like I've said that, in the year I've had it, and I haven't devoted a huge amount of time to it, but I've won the game like 3 or 4 times. You watched one of them. I played through the game a couple of times before I recorded it, just because I didn't want to be completely blind and lost. I'm okay with playing a game blind and lost, but doubling that up with the fact that I can't understand any of the tutorial instructions seemed like a bit too much to ask. So I allowed myself to play through it a few times off camera. But if I had played through from starting with like one city to conquering China in RTK 10 or RTK 11 3 or 4 times before I recorded, it would have been a huge time investment, and it really wasn't to that extent here. So I don't know as I record this what video number this is, but I do know that this will easily be the shortest of my RTK Let's Plays. But that being said, if the game ever became available to you, you would probably, unless they release it commercially in America, or you're into software piracy, which I am not condoning on my channel at all, but you would likely have to go through the route I went to. I was in Japan. I was on vacation in Japan. I always kind of wanted to go to Japan. While I was stationed in Afghanistan, I took advantage of the opportunity, and while I was in a Japanese retail store, I just went ahead and bought the freaking game, knowing I had done just a little bit of research, not specifically thinking of this game, but I had done some research and been like, yeah, if you can use like Google Translate, or I don't know if Babelfish is still around, but if you can figure out the installation instructions, the Japanese software, it was a Microsoft game, it was going to work on my computer, it was going to be fine. So I didn't have any real fear. I mean, my biggest fear was that I would buy it, it wouldn't work, and I went ahead and bought the Treasure Box edition, so even if I couldn't get it to work, I would get the art book, and it would just be kind of a cool collectible to have as an RTK fan. And at the time, I was in Afghanistan, I didn't have anything to spend my money on, so I was feeling kind of foolhardy with money. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, it was an expensive game to buy in Japan, and if you bought it for yourself legally, it would probably involve paying like one of those websites that will buy things in Japan for you and ship it to you. And like, there are import websites you can go to for big time Japophiles who want to get like really unusual mangas and animes and stuff like that. And that's all cool. I mean, you can do that. Ultimately, I don't think this game is really worth a huge investment. I hope you enjoyed watching the LP. I wouldn't go out of my way to get it. But if you ever find yourself in a situation where for some reason you can pick it up and it's not going to cost you like well over $100, honest opinion of the game is that it is fun. There are a lot of like RTK purists, from what I've heard, who really dump on this game because it is simpler and more straightforward than previous RTK games. It involves much less of a time investment. Honestly, it's the least RTK of the RTK games that I've played in that respect, but the RTK games are really inaccessible to your typical gamer. They are not for everyone. So if you're somebody who likes Dynasty Warriors, and maybe you even like Dynasty Tactics or Kessen or something, and you've thought it might be fun to step into the world of Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but you just think it might be way too much, it would be like, oh, I enjoy playing a hack and slash video game. Do you think I would want to get involved in like a serious tabletop gaming session? I mean, it might be nice to kind of, stick one toe in the water first and see if it's, comfortable. And this game is like kind of a midway point between something like a Kessen, which is much more involved with strategy than Dynasty Warriors, and yet is not full-fledged RTK kind of thing. It's like halfway between a real serious RTK game and Kessen, where there's a lot of goofiness and running around, but there's still some strategy involved too. But ultimately, I mean, the thing that people hated on this game for is that it seems to be the RTK game that was made with the portable gamer type of people in mind. This is a game that was designed so that in theory you could play it on your phone. I'm not somebody who likes playing games on my phone. I don't really get that whole you're carrying around a pad and you're playing these complicated games. Like, if I'm going to play a game, I want to get like a serious computer or console. I don't want to be like sliding my finger and leaving greasy marks, because I have greasy fingers apparently, all over a screen. But there's people who are into that. Like, I'm going to play a 50-plus hour story-intensive RPG on a phone. I'm not one of those people. But there's people who hated on this game because they thought, oh, this is like the RTK for your iPhone. I mean, maybe that's kind of true, but I would still say if you think you would enjoy a strategy game and you don't have a ton of experience with them, this is one. It's not going to take you like 6 months to go through a complete game and conquer China. You don't need to understand like really in-depth game mechanics, but you still have some of the fun of trying to manage a city, building up an army, etc. I think of the RTK games that I've played, it's a lot less frustrating than 10, because 10 is very, very frustrating if you insist on playing as one officer and unifying China. It can be very difficult if you are playing for a force that just isn't ready and poised to take over China with or without your help. It can be very difficult to have one officer turn the tide in 10. And in 11, too, the frustration is that you have a lot of fun at the early going when you're just conquering territories and expanding, but there's a huge, huge chunk of 10, which is just sort of the denouement, the downward action, falling action after you've basically established a power base and the AI is no longer capable of knocking you down. And of course there are power-up packs for these games. I have never played them on their very highest difficulties. I'm sure it could be made so frustrating it's not fun anymore. But yeah, this game I think it's easier than those other games. If you're playing as a force that has any real chance, and if you play as a force that just doesn't have a chance, the way this game's set up, you need officers before you can get any resources. It's very difficult to turn the tide against a numerically superior opponent. I don't know. I'm babbling. But, yeah. I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the LP. It's over. If anybody really wants to see another playthrough of it, it's not impossible. But, honestly, I think I'm probably done with this. And, if I play another RTK game, Bobo the Vulture picked me up. I hate to admit that I forget which one it is, Bobo, but I think it was RTK 7, which is a PS2 era one. So, at the moment, PS2 is not a console that I can record easily, but I might, which is why, one of the reasons I haven't been able to do the Allied General LP, that this one guy keeps fucking showing up on other LPs to ask about, but, as I was going to do, though. use my PS2 to do the PS1 port of Allied General. But yeah, if I do another RTK game, 7's a likely bet because I've got it. I mean, as a matter of fact, now that I've got the disc, I could probably play it on a PS2 emulator, since I'm having a hard time recording the PS2 console. So that's a possibility, and I believe that one would allow me to do Created Officers, which is always fun for people. But I mean, honestly, I've done now RTK 10, 11, and 12. I might need to take a little RTK break. I might do like a Nobunaga's Ambition, or I might just back off of the in-depth strategy games for a bit. But yeah, still blathering. So hope you enjoyed this extra long final episode, half of which was just me talking over the very short credit scene. I mean, it's just a very anticlimactic kind of end to the game. I suppose it fits in a way. It doesn't take as long to finish this game as it does 10 or 11, and the ending doesn't seem as involved either. I mean, I know that we didn't have the translation of the text, but there just wasn't that much text. I really don't feel like it was as involved in it. Even not knowing exactly what they're saying, you can just tell it's not as involved and satisfying an ending as 10 or 11. Overall, I'd say of the 3 RTK games I've LP'd, this is my least favorite, but, you know, the least good of the RTK games is still a far sight better than, they're more enjoyable for me than most strategy games, so. Beautiful music, beautiful visuals. If this is the final RTK game, as has been rumored, I don't think they really went out with their best. But maybe their effort to make RTK more palatable for a mass audience and the way it turned out, maybe it's an object lesson in why the series was in decline anyway. I mean, it's a broader lesson that we could draw here about how the video game and computing game industry has changed. You can go off into tangents and fiery speeches about how now that video games are accessible to a mass audience, it's no longer okay to actually target a niche audience and everything. No game that won't sell to a wide audience can even be developed profitably, and it sucks. And what happened to the days when you could have a game like Ultima and not everyone was going to get into it, but the people who did get into it were going to get hundreds of hours out of it, and it's all about money and blah blah. I don't want to get off into a whole tangent about that, because other people can talk about it more eloquently and passionately than I can. But I think there is something to be said for the fact that, yeah, I mean, to pay for the cost of developing a game this complex, you need to reach a wider audience and is probably willing to play a game that involves the kind of time outlay that the earlier RTK games did. So they tried to make it move a little faster, be a little more accessible, something you don't have to get quite as in-depth. And the result is a game that, it wasn't horrible. It didn't really quite feel like RTK. So, there you have it, folks. Hate to sound like I'm pissing on the game, because I did enjoy it, but it's my honest opinion. So, again, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Please give me the traditional final video of an LP series. It's usually the one where people who've been watching all along and not saying anything will trot out a quick "thank you very much, loved it, you're the best ever," etc. Then, comments like that, they're always nice to get. That's not the reason that I do the hobby, but they're definitely a good thing. So take a second to tell me how freaking awesome I am, and stay tuned for future fun from Mysterious JG. And next time I'll play something where I can create Jing-Tsai. Bye-bye, folks. Hey there, folks. I realized that I said we weren't going to have a song at the end of this LP, but I felt kind of bad. So after recording this video, I went back and tacked on an ending where I can sing you guys a song, and I can also try to make up in a little way for the fact that Guan Ping and especially Jing-Tsai just weren't a very big part of this LP. Therefore, I will close with a song, and that song will be The Pilgrim's Chorus by Tannhäuser. Not by Tannhäuser, from Tannhäuser. By Richard Wagner, as performed by Guan Ping and Jing-Tsai. Guan Ping will be doing the male vocals and Jing-Tsai the female vocals. Enjoy. Afternoon, die so heimatlich schauen und grüßen lieblichen Augen. Nun lass ich ruhen den Wanderstab, weil Gott geduldig gebildet hat. Durch Süd und Busch hab ich bestimmt den Herrn, dem mein Herz erfüllt, den Herrn mit Segen krönt, den Herrn, mein Lied ertönt, den Herrn, dem mein Lied ertönt, den Nahen ist dem Bösen beschieden, einsam in der seligen Friede, wo Höhe und Tod ist die nicht wahr, drum preis ich Gott mein Leben lang. Halleluja, Halleluja, in Ewigkeit, in Erlösung war der Welt zuteil. Es tat ihm letztlich Heil der Stund, der Herr sich durch ein Wunder kund. Den dürren Stab in Priesters Hand hat er geschmückt mit frischem Grün. Dem Sühne ist der Höhle frei, soll so Erlösung erblühen. Durch die Messe durch alle Land, der durch die Sünden gefallen, auch überall wer ist Gott und seine Bäume ist Aliens that live in freedom. Thanks, Inside.
You're welcome, One Piece.